Hi friends, this video will not be about car content, but this is my drive to work this morning, which is a little bit different. It has some heartfelt moment about what's happening right now, so if you want to listen to that, you're welcome. Otherwise, perhaps sooner than later we'll have more car content, but for now, this is what I have to say about what's happening. Alright, hang in there. Thanks.
This is day, not even sure anymore, 18. 2 weeks and a half now. We've been in schools. The first level of a lockdown has been done 2.5 weeks ago, probably 18 days now. Schools, public facilities, daycares, sporting activities, all this. And now today is the first day of the actual company lockdown, so any company not essential are being closed as of last night, midnight. And this morning I'm driving to my new work. Consist of designing and manufacturing involved for ventilator system for the hospitals and mask. Mask from Scuba Mask that we bought this summer for my kids that are now used to save lives. Man, things change so quickly. Fuel is now 80 cents a liter. 80 cents a liter in Canada, and that's $1.50 for a gallon in the States, probably. I haven't seen those prices since I was a teenager 30 years ago. Not to deny it's tough, and the best way to kill this virus is to do nothing. Basically, is to stick at home and just minimize your traveling, minimize your going out, and minimize your interaction. And we're all doing this to prevent the worst case. Sounds unreasonable to close everything for a lockdown, but might be the best thing there is, because even though we're here in the province of Quebec, very limited in the amount of cases now. I think we're just past 1,000 infected and probably 4 or 5 deaths. But at the rate of the death toll going past 10,000 worldwide versus the amount of infected people, I think the percentage there is astronomical. If this goes out of hand, there won't be an economy to go back to. So might seems drastic, but deep down in me, I think it's the right way to do it. I used to get in this highway now every morning, go to work, jam-packed. For the next ride you're gonna witness with me, it's 15 miles of bumper to bumper that I needed to drive every morning. Probably took me an hour, roughly 45 minutes at best. Today, it's going to take us probably 10 minutes to drive there. perspective of this is it's fairly positive here. I mean, it is stressful. I'm driving in front of Costco and there is a lineup. It's nerve-wracking mostly at this point, you know. It's just we had some first interviews with people, fairly young men in their, you know, early 50s, late 40s that are healthy, running marathons and got hit with this thing. They've been the last 7 days knocked out. I mean, fever for 7 days with coughing and pain that they haven't felt in any kind of sickness before. And even though at some point they thought they might get it, they think they're going to get back on feet and they're going to go through it. But they were saying if you get this, that's why the older generation, the older people die about it. It just spreads out for this long period of time when it brings you to a weakest point of your body where if you're old or sick, you won't manage it. You know, chances are you won't go through it. And probably there's a minority that will get it and will never notice, but do not base your reality on that fact. I mean, you know, it's just starting, you know. So it's better to be preventive. It's not a common flu now. I don't think it is. It's not. And I think I must agree with the government and the medical staff in place. You know, we better shut down now than come back to a more deserted and weakened economy. So most of our staff has been laid off as of Monday. Primary team working on the design of these mask and ventilator, about 20 engineers, a couple of medical staff. Just got a call from one of our hospitals this morning with more details on the technical aspect of the model they're looking for. All our printers have been put to use. Well, not yet, but we will have to put them to use to print more valve that's going to connect through this mask for the ventilator. We will need to print those. We've just received a shipment of Form Labs. Probably, I think, 10 or 12 printers that we were expected to sell to customers, and we need to take a decision on how we're going to do this. But probably we're just going to open up and start manufacturing them. I'm not sure yet, but that's the way it looks. And I gotta tell you, I've never missed traffic that much, but this morning, fuck. Used to be parked right here, bumper to bumper, all the way down this stretch for the next 12 miles. Stop and go. There might be a good news about this is that, you know, pollution-wise and the earth-wise, and, you know, it's just might help us a lot. Perhaps it might be a foreseeable future that we eventually will need to stop every 2 weeks, every year. Everyone stop manufacturing, stop driving, stop flying, stop traveling, you know, stick at home, do basic stuff with your families. We had a walk yesterday with my 3 sons. My wife in the neighborhood. Just enjoying walking. I believe it's the first time we managed to pull that one out. Obviously my kids are young and walking is not their primary activities, but still, we'll admit it felt kind of good. Perhaps, man, look at this here, this is totally deserted. Perhaps it's a necessity that we'll need to evaluate. And in the end, it might help us all. Yesterday, I saw 3 deers. I'm in a dead end with a roundabout, and it's a fairly. Probably a 300 feet roundabout with 20 houses, and there's 3 deers in the middle of the roundabout there in the morning. 3 deers in the suburb of a 1.6 million inhabitant city, Montreal. Did not see deers there before. Would have been a great day probably to run Challenger ARTIE here on these empty streets, but just it didn't feel right to drive around in this sport car at this time. Just no, driving the family van is the way to go. My friends called yesterday, and his wife and his daughter are working at Starbucks Cafe, and Starbucks is open, obviously, but they decided not to work. The risk is too high. So all those officers or police or whoever's working in the public needed to work there. Thank you very much for doing so. Imagine working for the hospital as a nurse, as a caretaker, as a doctor, as a policeman, as a fireman, of all these people that have to interact with people that are infected with these. It must be hard. Thank you. Thank you. Well, on a positive note, if you're a truck driver, you must be probably happy. Let me see his face. Happy driving, that is. These guys have it tough with the traffic here and the crazy drivers, and people don't know how to keep their self-distance. It must be a relief for them to bring equipment and goods and food. Probably feels good to do that. part of me feels good of working on this project a little bit for the part that I'm doing, but whatever that part is, minimal, is just makes me feel good about it. But still, I prefer what I used to do. I don't know for these kids if their life is gonna ever be the same now. These cases probably are gonna come back. The setup is gonna be ready, obviously, and we're gonna be more prepared. But probably the next virus is gonna be harder to catch and harder to fix. So now we're trying to buy time for those medical staff to develop a serum and a jointure of our offices here. We have an office in Nashua, in Massachusetts, off the Boston University, and also have a Montreal office and medical staff from local hospital, and one near Nashville is working us in developing these adapters that goes on these masks. These are the Decathlon masks that were used by the Italians and French to develop it's a full face, and we're working on that. So that's it. For now, we'll try to make the best of this, stay calm, and try to limit myself to a strict minimum of everything. Contact, food, traveling, every of these aspects must be limited to strict minimum or none. And I wish to talk to you guys in better days. All right. Cheers.